In this video guide, we are going to model a pearl necklace using simple steps, a quick and easy method that you can use to create any necklace, essentially. But in this video, I'm going to use spheres to create a pearl necklace because it's really easy and fast, so we can do everything together. So first thing, let's start with a new general scene. Now, you can, of course, use also a cube if you want, or any other object that can be repeated many, many times to create the necklace. But again, just to make things just a little bit more interesting, I'm going to do a pearl necklace. So the first thing I need is, of course, a pearl or a sphere. So I'm going to go to Add, Mesh, and select the UV sphere. Now, the second thing I want to do, since I don't want like a golf ball or something more soft, I will right-click and do shade smooth. So everything will look nice and curvy and soft. And also, I don't want to display the faces here, so I'm going to go in the options here. I'm going to deactivate the wireframe. So it looks like a nice sphere. Not too heavy, not too complex, but good enough for what we need to do. Now let's take some inspiration here. You can see there are many pearl necklace on the web. You can see, and you can see also how they're done. And usually they are composed by a little cylinder connecting the various spheres, and you can adjust the distance. And they have this like part where everything comes together. Or you can add also other elements if you want. But I'm gonna do again something really, really simple and quick. And if you go search for necklace, by the way, you will find a lot of different types. And I don't wanna add the dependent. I just wanna work with the chain. So I don't wanna add any other detail. But this is just to show you how basically you can get inspiration. So what we need here is a cylinder. Now we can create the cylinder again using add, or we can use this one here, add cylinder. So if we use this one here, we can place it in 2D a little bit more precise. So I will use this navigation and go to the X so I can see the Z and epsilon plane and then create the cylinder. So you can see with this tool it's gonna snap. So what I want to do is just get that middle point. So I can also activate the snaps, vertices, and let's get that exact point. And you see it's creating now the base of the cylinder. So if I click and drag with the left mouse, and if I hold the Alt key, it's gonna make it perfectly in the middle. And if I hold the Shift key together with the Alt key, it's gonna create it also proportion. So it's not gonna do like an ellipse. So try to find the correct sides, and then I'm gonna move the left mouse to make the length. Now let's go into a side. Okay, it didn't went too well. It's a little bit rotated. So what I can do to adjust this is to go up here in the sidebar, click on the little arrow or press N, go to item, and fix the rotation a little bit because probably it snapped to a face that was not perfectly horizontal. So I can fix this by changing the values right here. And then let's just push this inside and maybe a little bit upward like this. So you don't need to be like too precise, but it's good enough when it's inside the sphere, and that's it. We can adjust the length later. Now I'm gonna switch off the snap. And now we need to create a module that can be repeated many, many times. And in our case, our modular object will be the combination of the sphere plus the cylinder. So I'm gonna hold Shift to select the two, right click and do join or Ctrl J. So now they will be joined together, and this will be our module that will be repeated. So how can I repeat objects in Blender? You have many ways, but we're gonna use here the modifier, go to add modifier and use the array. So you can see it's creating the first copy, but it's not going the way it's supposed to. So we need to change the offset here and say 0 to X and 1. Sorry, I think it's a little bit like going in the wrong direction. So you need to find the good one, which is the Z in this case. Okay, so you can adjust also, as I said before, the distance. Now, if you turn this off, you can see it's not going to be visible. Now there are also other type of offsets. You can use also the constant offset, and you can see it's kind of the same thing, but will be like constant, and we want a constant offset for this. So let's keep this one here. Okay, so if you continue to add, you can see that this is just going in a straight direction. It's following a linear array path. So I want to change this. I want to place this into a curve. So the best way to do this is the quickest way is, well, let's first go in the top view, clicking here on the Z, and then let's do add curve. And you find many ways you can create curves, but in this case, I'm just going to use a simple circle. I don't want to do anything too complex. Now the circle is a little bit too small, so I'm going to scale it. Click and drag, scale it up until you think you find the correct proportion between this one here, that will be your necklace, and the little spheres. Okay, now you can see also we have this point. This represents the origin of our object. So let's make sure that this is here on the origin as well. So 0, 0. And also the circle. Let's make it stay here at 0, 0. Now let's select this and let's go back to the modifiers panel. And I'm going to add another one. So I'm going to go to the add modifier and go here to the curve. Okay, now that I have the curve, I need to specify a curve object. So I need to pick here with a picker the circle, the Bezier circle that we created. And there you go. Now the arrays is on the circle. So let's go back to array and increase the number of arrays until we go all the way around and we connect to this other side. Now, if you want to leave more space here, you can change the offset and perhaps place another object right here. But if we want to keep it simple for this video, which is the thing I want to do, I'm just gonna like fix a little bit this constant offset until it looks okay. So now we have the circular pearl necklace, which looks okay. But if we turn off the cylinder, which is our module actually, so let's call it module, which has been repeated. So if I turn this off, I can see the circle, and I can also edit the circle. So if I go to object mode and change it to edit mode, I can now edit these points. Now we don't have many points when we use the circle, so perhaps it's better to use some other shape, but this is the simplest one. So I just want to show you really the simplest thing. Okay, once you finish to adjust your curve, you can see here I've changed it a little bit. You're ready to recreate the necklace if you want. Now I just show you this because you can see I've oriented the module going to the X. So when I do the array, I can use fixed count. I can also use fit length. I can change the length. So let's turn it on. So you can see it's going here on the X. And I found this to work better when I need to place it down on the curve. So let's place it again. So add modifier, curve, click on the curve object to pick it, and you can see it looks perfect. And the origin of the initial object, you can see it's perfectly there in the 0, 0. And also this one here, you can see the curve is placed in 0, 0. So if something goes wrong, try to check if everything is right in these terms, and it should work perfectly. So adjust here the length. You can see I have the constant offset here. You can change this to make it fit better and change the distance between the spheres, the pearls, and that's it. So for the material, real quick, I've created a really simple material here. Just increased the specular value, the metallic a little bit, and decrease the roughness, and I got this effect here. You can use the HDRI from Blender, and you can use it also here in the rendered version. So you can just turn on this one here, the standard HRIs, and this is rendering now with cycle, so it's the most advanced, and that's it. So we have our object, and that's all. So if you find some problems in some passages, again, I suggest you see the full Blender video course and also other video guides, and also check other courses in the channel. This will be all. If you want to thank us, support us, please join as a supporter, and you can just join as a subscriber if you want to stay updated. So thanks, and see you in the next.